Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us and welcome to live coverage of baseball on the Region Sports Network. We come to you today from Lake Central High School as the Crown Point Bulldogs take on the Lake Central Indians. I'm Jimmy McCormack. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's gaming. Joining me with the color analysis is Mike Dewan. Good evening, Mike. We are a smidge behind schedule here, but welcome, and let's have a good one.
Always a pleasure to be here. Yeah, we were battling the elements a little bit. We had to kind of move our camera inside and then a little bit of technical difficulties, but thank you for joining us. And yeah, Jimmy will fill you in. But
yep, as we get a deep fly ball to left, and it is gone. Home run that was Jace Horton, correct? Or nope, sorry, we had one out in the inning, so that was Joey Grimes. Joey Grimes from Crown Point, right as we get some action to bring you number 17, the first baseman, Joey Grimes, hits a solo shot to make it 1-0 Crown Point.
Talk about that, getting the party started as we're kind of settling in, finally getting our stream going. Crown Point gets on the board first, and what better way to get the dugout rolling? Again, obviously, this is a very intense game. Two teams that are very familiar with each other and obviously want to win this rivalry game, but it's a big start for the Dogs.
Yeah, it's a good start for them. After in the first inning, they had a leadoff single by Aslan Farinelli. And then after that, they had 3 straight outs, 2 flyouts to center, one by Noah Ehrlich, one by Austin Leeming, and then Logan Cotton ended the inning with a strikeout, getting us to where we were at. Jace Horton grounded out for the Bulldogs, and then the home run you guys all just got to see as we tuned in here. And we are all caught up. From the Bulldogs' perspective, we'll talk about LC when they come up to bat here. Blake Civic on the mound for LC as the Crown Point hitter, Billy Chidsey, fouls the ball off to the left side here.
Yeah, a little bit about Civac again. He's a fantastic senior for the Indians, going to Maryville, committed there. 1.71 ERA coming into this contest, as well as 4-1 in 8 appearances.
Yeah, Blake's done a good job. He was even the superhero of the game the last time I was here covering LC baseball back in April. He threw a complete game with 7 Ks and 2 walks, did a great job.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's kind of that two-headed beast that LC has in their rotation. Of course, Griffin Tobias, one of the best pitchers in the area. Of course, going to Bloomington once his season concludes here. But Civac, obviously, yeah, you don't want to give up that shot, but we're going to see how he bounces back here with a big payoff pitch here.
Yep. On the pitch, fouled back by Billy Chidsey, and we fight to live another pitch here on 3-2. Going back to that first inning, since we have a second, and LC went up and had 2 of their first 3 hitters struck out, and Nick Robinson grounded out to short on a really nice play by the shortstop for Crown Point, Noah Ehrlich, making a throw across the diamond. Billy Chidsey draws the 1-out walk and brings up Joe Sullivan. He is DHing today for Trevor Gibbs, the center fielder.
I'm telling you, again, a home run like that, a batter ago, it really reinvigorates this Crown Point dugout, and we hear them. The windows are closed up here, but we could hear them loud and clear from that dugout. They are amped up.
Yeah, they're jacked up after that home run, and not many balls get out of this place, as we've talked about before, and being here the last time, and Chris and I talk about how large this field is. It's a triples paradise, as they say. Any ball that gets in the gap, you can get 3 bags on. But not many get out of this place. Blake delivers the 0-1. Got an 0-2 count here on Joe Sullivan with the man on first, and 1 out here. Top of the second at beautiful Lake Central High School.
Sullivan, the senior, 259 on the year coming into this game, as well as we've hit 7 hits on the year, so looking to make that 8.
So pops one up to the right side behind, and the first baseman, second baseman coming over. Quinn O'Brien going to make the play there for LC. 2 outs now as we get to the 9-hitter in the CP lineup, Christian Briseno, the right fielder for today.
Now batting number 10, Christian Briseno.
And some would say, as beautiful of a complex this is, not that much of a beautiful day. It's sitting about 60 degrees, but, knock on wood, we're hoping to kind of beat what may be approaching us here in the next few hours. But it's some could say this is football weather.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not as warm as some of the games I've been fortunate enough to cover so far, but it is. If it's not raining and it's not 40 degrees, it's not too bad for baseball here in the region.
I'll tell you, it does not feel like 60 degrees. I was looking at the weather and it said 60, and I'm like, what? No way. That wind's killer.
Yeah, first pitch fouled off by Briseno. Second pitch taken on the outside corner for strike 2. Blake's done a good job, as well as Crown Point starting pitcher Logan Cotton, of throwing strikes so far early in this game.
I think he has to. He's got to get ahead of the count, and just
Swing
like
and a
that.
miss, and the toss down on the drop third for the final out of the inning. Drew Arnold tossing that over to Brendan Smith. That'll wrap up the top of the first. Crown Point puts one on the board to make it 1-0, heading to the bottom of the second. You're watching baseball on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to Crown Point High School here on the Region Sports Network. NIPSCO is proud to be powering the youth of Northern Indiana. NIPSCO is wishing its Northern Indiana high schools to have safe competition while displaying sportsmanship on and off the field. Beginning the bottom half of the second inning, we have Drew Costeba, the Lake Central right fielder. Stay tuned with us. We'll be skipping our commercial break after this inning's complete to talk with new LC football coach Pete Koulianos and one of his assistants, Mike Ramirez, about the upcoming LC golf outing that they'll be hosting. Which golf course is that, Coach? Sherwood, at Sherwood Golf Course.
You a big golfer, Jimmy?
I do golf a little bit. I do. Golf's a very enjoyable thing to go out and do sometimes, even if you get frustrated with how bad you are.
Yeah, I'm more of a putt-putt guy myself. I mean, I took a trip to one of those golf simulators with my friends, and I got up to the bay, and I realized I've never raised a golf club above my knee. And then I get up there, and that was one of the most humbling experiences of my life.
Yeah, it's a very tough experience. As Drew Costeba strikes out, swinging tries to hustle over to first for a drop third. Catcher for Crown Point, Jace Horton does a great job blocking, getting the ball over to first base. Joey Grimes, the home run hitter from last inning.
Again, hot, and he's dealing so far. Again, we've seen a couple swords from him out there on the mound. The sword gesture, of course, that's very popular with the youth, but it's going to be a very solid pitching battle here today.
It should be. Logan Cotton delivers another strike on the outside corner to the five-hitter Ryder Fernandez, third baseman here for the Indians. And one of a few two-sport athletes playing in the game here today. Ryder, one of the all-conference defensive players on the Indians last season.
A little bit more about Cotton, of course, going to IU in a few years, has a 1.60 ERA in 10 appearances. There's a huge comebacker right there.
Nice shot by Ryder Fernandez up the middle there.
As I say that, but obviously, I think that from what we're seeing so far from these first few batters, Cotton wants to get ahead of the count and try and expand that zone, and Fernandez does a great job to kind of work the count in his favor a little bit, trying to see the pitches, and I think that's what you got to do with this lineup in a game like this, with these pitching battles. You have to find your pitch and pick them and strike when you can. Yeah,
Fernandez was sitting fastball, and you could see it as he drives that thing right back up the middle. Got to think of first pitch off speed, and then once he saw that heater, he was ripping it right back where it came from. Drew Arnold, the catcher for today, coming up, one of 6 starters in the LC lineup enjoying their senior night here tonight. Drew takes on the outside corner for a ball, 1-1 count. Our game night forecast for tonight that we semi-brought to you in this wild second inning is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. It's rather gloomy day. Somewhere in the 60s, right? Low 60s, high 50s probably out there.
Yeah, all I could say is we're happy to be inside of this press box. We look at the fans here. We got a lot of hoods up, and winter gear seems to be out. Although it's 60 degrees, I think it's
might be a little below
that. Feels
that.
like is definitely below that. So.
Again, that's our game night mini forecast brought to you by Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. With 24/7 emergency service, comfort isn't far away. 2-2 count on the hitter. Pick-off attempt to first. Fernandez back in time.
Almost had him leaning there. Good job to get back, but that was pretty close there at first.
Yeah, he had him a little bit, it looked like. Drew Arnold with the 2-2 count on him. Just want to put it in play. Fouled off to the left side, hard on the ground.
Got to work hard. Again, another tip with both these lineups that we would have probably mentioned in a pregame show. That wasn't much of a pregame, as we joined the second inning, but it's you got to work up the pitch counts and try and almost anger these pitchers. You got to make them work for every out they can get.
Absolutely. 2-2 count, pitch to Drew, misses on the outside corner for a ball. We got a full count, 1 out, man on first base. Let's see if Coach Schwartz is thinking about moving the base runner here with a full count, even with less than, obviously, 2 outs, where that's natural to just go.
Yeah, we'll see. They're a little aggressive on the base path. Crown Point, not so much.
He takes for ball 4. We got a full count catcher. Horton going to go talk with Logan Cotton. As I mentioned, the Lake Central Football Booster Club and LC alumni are proud to host its annual golf outing at Sherwood Golf Course on July 19th. Coach will be here to talk about this with us shortly. Outings proceeds will go towards all levels of the LC football program. More information, you'll be able to visit their LC Football Booster Club page. Again, we will talk with Coach about that here shortly.
Just beyond the center field wall, if you want to catch some softball action, we're also there as well. We're streaming out Lake Central Valpo. That's going to get started on relatively soon. I want to say they're still getting settled in and got some pregame ceremonies as well over there. So
yeah, Valpo's bus was taking a little bit to get here by the sounds of things we were hearing up here as we have Brendan Smith, our first baseman for LC today, coming up to hit and swings and misses at a first pitch strike. And swings and misses at a second pitch strike. Logan Cotton bringing some heat here, the IU commit.
Yeah, not a bad mound visit. So far, so good. First 2 pitches, gets him out in front, and that's obviously it worked out there, visiting him on the mound.
It sure did. Paid dividends so far. Let's see if he can get himself an out. The 0-2 misses just outside. 1-2 count.
Brennan Smith coming into this game, 296 on the year, as well as 16 hits and 9 RBI, along with 5 doubles. So he could show some power, and they wouldn't mind a double here in one of those big gaps they got over there.
Yep, he's got one of the triples for the team this year, too. He's got 6 of them on the year. He checks his swing for another ball, 2-2, as Cotton misses off the outside edge. The LC team gets on base at a pretty high rate. So do the Bulldogs, for that matter. Both of these teams near the top of the Duneland Conference as far as the standings go, as Brendan misses the pitch on off the outside edge for strike 3 to bring up our next hitter, Quinn O'Brien, the second baseman for the Indians. Again, Mike, 8-4 for the Bulldogs. They're in 4th right now in the Duneland, tied behind the 2 tied for second place with LC and Chesterton tied at 9-3.
Yeah, Valpo. It's been a pretty fun race in the Duneland, but Valpo seems to kind of get away with it. They're a couple games ahead, and right now both these teams, they just want to play their best ball leading up to sectionals.
Quinn O'Brien drives one up the middle. Let's see if Fernandez tries him here. Coach is sending him. He bobbles it. Trevor Gibbs bobbles it in the outfield, fires the 3. Ryder Fernandez scores. We got Drew Arnold, our man on third. Is that who we got on third there? That is Drew Arnold. That is correct. I was right.
Ryder came around.
Drew
to
Arnold.
score.
We didn't have a runner for the catcher, did we? If we did, I might have missed them. Sub him in. I just want to see if that's his number. 11. Awesome. Yep, Jake Figg running for Drew Arnold there, going from first to third on that play. Nice job, nice piece of hitting by Quinn O'Brien to get himself a big RBI here and tie the ball game up at 1.
Hey, again, it's clutch hitting, 2 outs against a talented pitcher like Cotton. It's you need those hits if you're LC.
Victor Villegas up to bat and takes the first pitch off the glove of the catcher, Jace Horton, for a pass ball, and number 11, Jake Figg, coming in to score and making it 2-1 Indians here in the bottom of the second.
And you can't have those unforced errors if you're Crown Point or Lake Central in this case. Again, looking at later in the game, you need every run you can get, especially, again these 2 talented pitchers we see on the bumps today. You can't allow that, and I'm sure Strayer will. Again, you got to shake it off, rearview mirror, but you got to keep going.
Oh, absolutely. Victor Villegas up to hit again, took ball 1, and then just takes strike 1 off the outside edge here, or right on the outside edge, I should say. 1-1 count for Villegas, looking to add to LC's total here in the second. Pitch by Cotton, called the strike by our home plane up, George Plesac. Our base ump today is Craig Fought. We did not get a chance to introduce those guys earlier as we intended, but those are our umpires here for today's game. 1-2 count. Cotton readies and fires. Strike 3 called off the right on the outside edge. Villegas down on strikes. We're going to go ahead and skip our break real quick so Coach Pete Koulianos, Coach Mike Ramirez can come join us and talk with us a little bit about the LC Booster Golf outing that they're going to be hosting at Sherwood on July 19th. Coach, welcome. How's it going? Congratulations, and we're happy to have you here.
We really appreciate you guys having us. It's always nice to come and visit with you guys.
Yeah, very good. We love having you here. We love covering you. I know I haven't had a chance to cover you ever because I've been coaching myself, but I know these guys love coming out and covering you wherever you've been, Highland, Hanover Central, and now LC. They'll be able to do the same thing. So tell us a little bit about the golf outing and what you guys are doing.
Sure. One of the things that I wanted to institute when I got here was to reach out to our alumni base and bring those guys back and make them part of LC football again. And so the first event that we're going to do is the golf outing at Sherwood Golf Course on July 19th, and that's the first of many events. It's important, I think, that we bring back some of the tradition and history at Lake Central, and that was one of the first things I wanted to do.
No, that's an awesome thing, and it's an awesome way to reach out to guys. As we were kind of talking on the broadcast, everybody likes to golf, and everybody likes to give back to the place that, created and made these guys who they are, especially as football players and coaches. We like to think that what we do impacts these guys and makes them want to be a part of this thing for longer than just their 4 years in high school. So I think that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Coach, as an alumni yourself, of course, an LC alumni, you and I have talked, and how important is it really to just kind of bring back to the the community that really kind of raised you and nurtured you to the person you are today?
Yeah, I think it's invaluable. For me, it was a no-brainer to apply for this position and just be able to give back to the type of kids that I was when I was in school.
Right.
Top of the second getting started. We got an 0-1 count here on our hitter for Crown Point, Aslan Farinelli, the third baseman for Crown Point here today. As, again, we're talking with Coach Pete Koulianos about LC football, their golf outing, and trying to bring that community aspect to LC football is something that he's prioritizing here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the whole concept of 3 towns, 1 program is super important, and we got to establish that sense of community within our football kids and families.
Absolutely. That's huge in building a football program, is having that community base and community support and having them involved and buying in. We see that the program's most successful in the Indianapolis area, and the Crown Point success that they had last year kind of comes from that type of feeling and atmosphere of the community truly buying in and being involved. So
absolutely.
Hopefully that will work out for you guys in the Indians here, and you guys can do great things and get this thing rolling the way that people would like to see LC football rolling.
Absolutely. Looking at the team, Coach, you got Ryder Fernandez out here, of course, on the diamond. Talk to me about him. Obviously a fantastic player, all-conference now, as well as some other players to look out for here.
Sure. I mean, Ryder's one of our dynamic athletes. He's very gifted on the defensive side of the ball, and really looking forward to getting to work with him as well. We have our quarterback, Chase. Cam Reddick is another baseball kid that plays football for us. Solid athlete. He will be contributing on one side of the ball or the other for sure. So we're looking really forward to getting to work with these baseball kids and kind of see what they can do.
How important is kind of having kids play multiple sports? Because you kind of look at Crown Point as well. Their quarterbacks at shortstop, Noah Ehrlich, a name we're going to hear a lot of this fall. Crown Point also another school that really pushes dual sports. I know what kind of Coach Buzz does over there. Talk to me about having kids play multiple sports. Although they may be taking some time away from football, a lot of people always they try and push for kids playing multiple sports, kind of being multifaceted in a way.
Yeah, I think it's invaluable. It's so important. Just having kids that are able to compete year-round and feel that pressure of competition is so important. It also gives our kids the ability to take a break from football and be a special athlete in another sport. I think is super important.
Absolutely. As we're talking some football here, Noah Ehrlich coming to the plate for Crown Point. He's in a 1-2 count just to catch you guys up here as we continue talking here with Coach Pete Koulianos of the LC Indians football program. 2-2 count now after that missed pitch there on the outside edge. Coach, the spring stuff just ended for you guys and for everybody here in Indiana. How'd that go for you guys? Did you guys enjoy kind of putting those things in and being around the guys and getting to know them a little bit?
Yeah, I think that was probably the best part of it was getting to know the kids and finally kind of identifying who's who and that sort of thing. We were able to install some things early on, and so that'll help us obviously be a little bit further ahead in the summer as we get up and running here.
Yep, Noah Ehrlich with a ground ball to second base, and Quinn O'Brien picks it up, tosses it over to Brendan Smith for the second out of the inning. Yeah, that spring stuff, it was really cool when they put that in, because I thought it allowed you the opportunity of, regardless of where you coach or what the situation, you get to go in there and try to meet some guys, and you get to install some things ahead of schedule. You get to go into your summer a little bit more prepared, as opposed to how we were when we just ran into the summer and, hey, here's our first install, let's get after it.
Yeah, it's been a nice addition by the IHSA to allow us to do that, especially at a school this size where we have so many athletes. We were able to basically run practice, obviously without any equipment on and all that, but we still, like I said, be able to see our kids run around and be athletic and see what they could do.
What's that process like? Again, you know, this isn't your first rodeo. This isn't your first kind of new time at a school, first year at a school. What's that process like of kind of meeting all the kids, knowing who's who, and knowing kind of who your guys are?
Yeah, well, I mean, here it was such a high amount of kids. It was difficult at the beginning to actually, get to know the kids, and I think the number one thing that I wanted to do coming here was to establish that trust factor with the kids, and the previous staff had just left, and so those kids had bought into what the staff was doing for the most part, and then you come in and you're brand new and you're saying all these things to the kids that maybe they had heard before. That was probably the most challenging aspect, was telling the kids, hey, I need you to trust me and believe in what we're doing.
Right.
It's always important. It's the biggest part of coaching, right? Is getting these guys to trust you and believe in you and build that relationship to, well, they'll do those things, and as people like to say, run through a wall for you. But those things won't happen, or diving catches by Mike Zukowski out there don't happen unless you're willing to go do that for your coach and your team, and that's something that's got to be built as a program.
Absolutely. And being a coach, that's your number one thing, is to establish those relationships and get the kids to buy in. And once we can do that, then we'll be in a good position.
Absolutely. Coach, if you have anything else for us, we're glad to keep hosting you and have you up here. If you want to hang out with us, if you want to get going, because I know you got a busy schedule, then feel free. Shout out the golf outing one more time, and we'll see you the next time we get to meet with you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having us. And again, the golf outing is July 19th at Sherwood Golf Course. It's not just for alumni, so any LC football fan or LC fans in general are welcome to join us for a fun day at the golf course.
And the only spot to look out for that is go to the Facebook page. That's where we saw, but is there anywhere else for people to look out for?
There's a Facebook page, the LC Football Booster page, and then I had posted it on Twitter as well. So anybody that has X can go on X and find out that information. We have a QR code for registration and sponsorship information and all that sort of thing.
Get after it. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate
it.
Awesome.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate having you.
Thanks.
All right, we pick up here in the bottom of the third inning, and thank you again to Coach Pete Koulianos coming out and talking with us here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. First pitch delivered to number 4 here for LC. Our leadoff hitter, Mike Zukowski, just made an incredible play that could be a candidate for our play of the game there in left field on that diving play.
Yeah, what was that? I was talking shop with Coach Koulianos, and then I turn my head, and I just see him dive across the screen. I know our producer, Zach Miller, got a nice replay of that I'm sure we'll show you many times today. But
yeah, ball hit there in between left fielder, center fielder, and shortstop, right in the triangle of the three of them. And
we got the replay here.
Yep, Mike Zukowski runs over, hustles over, makes a great play. It looked like no one was going to get there. Nick Robinson couldn't get there as Mike Zukowski strikes out here to start the inning after we finished looking at his replay of his amazing catch. Nick Robinson, again, and Mike Zukowski, both two seniors here today celebrating their senior day. I think they're doing our festivities here afterwards as Nick Robinson comes to the plate here for the Indians.
Yeah, although this is like kind of their official last senior, they kind of, they walked out all the parents their first game of their doubleheader against Portage. But I know nonetheless, I think it hits a lot different when this is officially your last game, regular season game, we could say, on this field.
No, absolutely. It's always a big deal and a big moment as a senior knowing you won't play on this place, ever again, whether it's baseball, football, basketball. That always means something to you. Nick Robinson pops one off to the right side here, foul, bringing the count to 2-1.
And if you're fortunate enough to maybe have the sectional be played at your home, at your home field, it does not hit the same. You know, you kind of have it by chance, but you don't really realize, again, it doesn't feel the same when it's your last regular season game.
No, not it's a entirely different atmosphere when it's playoff baseball. If it's at your home place or if it's football, same deal. As senior night, regular season. Nick Robinson taking a walk here. That's a dangerous person to let on base. He's 28 for 29 on the year stealing the bases.
Yeah, he's a threat. I mean, anytime you put him on base, it's almost automatically a double. So I wouldn't be surprised. Again, LC, they're very aggressive on the base pass and in kind of correlation with Crown Point. I think they double them in total stolen bases this year. So I wouldn't be surprised if they keep that number going up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Logan Cotton continue to throw over as much as possible, too, to try to keep Nick Robinson close and give Jace Horton a chance to throw him out at second base if he does decide to go, which I would imagine he will at some point.
Yeah, going into this game, I have Crown Point for 35 total stolen bases. So you mentioned Robinson. He had 28 on the year. He's almost stolen more bases than the entire Crown Point Bulldogs. So yeah, he's a true threat, and Crown Point obviously notices that as they try and pick him off again here.
Yep. Some IU on IU crime here as Griffin Tobias comes to the plate, DHing here today for our pitcher Blake Civic, facing his future teammate Logan Cotton. Tobias back to the pitcher. Pitcher looks second, goes to one, takes the out. They decide to not give it a shot there at second base on Nick Robinson. Probably the right decision.
Probably. Better safe to get the out. And again, with it was a threatening of a lineup as Lake Central is. As hot as the bat again, scoring 2 runs in that previous inning, I just take my out as I can get it.
Yeah, if you take the chance there at second, you don't get it for any reason, then you got 2 on with 1 out as opposed to 1 on with 2 outs, and take your chances here with Costeba. He takes ball 1 here all the way over in the left-hander's batter's box on that first pitch off speed from Cotton. Again, both pitchers done a really good job today staying in the zone, attacking early, throwing strikes at hitters. Here comes another pitch. Oh, misses up right over the head of Costeba for ball 2. 2-0 count. Nick Robinson jogs over to third base. That's a very fast jog, but he jogged over there.
And as great as Cotton has been against 6 Ks through this point, he's been a little bit wild. Some balls got away from him. Obviously, the wild pitch to kind of lead to one of Lake Central's runs. You know, he can't give them free bases.
Yep. The wild pitch that I mistakenly called a pass ball, I was being harsh on the catcher. It touched his glove, but it probably was more of a wild pitch, I'd say, than a pass
It's
ball.
all kind of subjective. I mean, you know, we're very unofficial scorekeepers as they can get, so we'll call it as it is. But
for sure.
As we see, the umbrellas are starting to kind of come out here. Thankfully, we moved our camera inside. That's kind of why we started a little bit later than usual, so thank you all for coping with us. But, yeah, the rain is kind of coming down, and that's something to see, too, as well, with Cotton kind of being a little bit wild on the bump. It's important to kind of keep those pitches tight.
No, absolutely. Costeba swings and reaches at a off-speed there from Cotton, makes it a 2-2 count, 2 outs. Another off-speed. He pops it up to the right side in a dangerous spot. Second baseman, right fielder hustling over. Second baseman, Billy Chidsey, making the play for the Bulldogs to end the third. LC ends up with no runs on no hits, leaving 1 on base to end the third inning, with Lake Central leading Crown Point 2-1 here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to Lake Central High School, where you are watching live coverage of Region Baseball here on the Region Sports Network. where you can watch us on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, youtube.com/Region Sports, and at regionsports.com. Civic back on the mound to start the fourth with a first pitch strike to number 25, the other pitcher, Logan Cotton again. Logan Cotton heading to IU after next season because he is a junior still, but he is already committed to the Hoosiers. He's in a 1-1 count here against Blake Civic. Cotton fouls one off to the right side. 1-2 count here. Pretty quickly on Logan Cotton. Real quick, Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog Athletics and say go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Visit Bulldog Park on selected Saturdays for the Crown Point Farmers Market beginning May 25th. Pursue wares from 70-plus vendors from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. through September 28th. Enjoy free yoga classes on select dates. For more information, visit crownpoint.in.gov. Logan Cotton really battling at the plate here. 2-2 count, no outs. Top of the fourth, 2-1 lead for the LC Indians.
Wants to help his cause. Again, he started the day, and obviously we see here hard hit ball up to center, but game got away from him a little bit in that second inning. He wants to help his cause. Obviously a solid at bat there, fighting off pitches, trying to get back in this game, but they got a guy there at LC. So.
Yep. Really good at bat. Just got away, just didn't work out the way he wanted after the battle, and he flies out to center and brings up number 27, Jace Horton, so far with one of the big hits here on the day with a solo shot in the second. He takes strike one on the outside edge here. Oh, I'm sorry. I mixed up Jace Horton again and Joey Grimes. That was Joey Grimes with the home run in this second inning.
Those
He's
J's,
on deck.
Those J's right next to each other, man.
Yep,
it's tough to read in the scorebook.
Had them stacked on top of each other, and I just missed the name.
And they're switching out the baseballs here again. You want to kind of keep a dry baseball, too, as well. It helps out the pitcher, and it really just helps out everybody in the infield.
Yeah, I haven't played any baseball on turf in my day, so I don't know how a ball may feel after getting rolled around on turf and things like that.
Up.
Yeah. Jace drives one to center field. Nick Robinson camping under it for the second out of the inning.
Having a pretty busy day out there. He had two of those first three outs in the first inning. Robinson did. He just has so much range out there. We mentioned his speed on the base paths, but there's a reason he's in center field and kind of like the commander of that defensive outfield.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't get to that one that Zukowski laid out for him. Made a great play on. And now here is our home run hitter from the second inning, Joey Grimes, the first baseman for the Bulldogs.
Big cut there.
Yep.
Won another one, I think.
Yeah, he was thinking that he would have challenged him again with the fastball, but Civic had other plans and brought some off speed, and he was way out in front of that one. Civic delivers very quickly and fouled off to the right side by Grimes.
He's hitting the ball well. Again, when he makes contact, he's got some pop to him, and he's reading them pretty well, but quickly an 0-2 count, just kind of where you want him.
Yep, got him right where he wants him here. Civic delivers, swing and a miss, strike three to end the top half of the fourth. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left for the Bulldogs. We head to the bottom of the fourth with Lake Central leading Crown Point 2-1 here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Welcome back to Lake Central High School. where we are covering the Crown Point Bulldogs and the Lake Central Indians here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Again, you're watching Region Sports Network coverage of Region Baseball on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, youtube.com/Region Sports, and regionsports.com. During this game, we'll be giving out our best hands in the business, sponsored by Bricklayers Local 4. Join Bricklayers Local 4 and start building your career today. Visit baclocal4.org to find out more. Leading off the bottom of the fourth here for the Indians is number 5, Ryder Fernandez, who led off the top half of the second with a single up the middle.
And kind of got the party going there for the Indians there in that second inning. Again, that's all you really need in a game like this. You need to keep the line moving and try and move those guys along. And again, a couple wild pitches like we saw from Cotton, that they could play some runs pretty quickly.
No, absolutely. Ryder Fernandez was the start of that all, and now he takes a pitch on the inside corner there for a strike, making it 1-2 here for Fernandez. Fernandez swings and misses and is down on strikes for the first out of the bottom of the fourth. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the game, Crowell Companies The Business Professionals.
That's 7 Ks on the day now for Cotton and just 3 1/3 inning work. He's getting after it. You got to give him credit for that, but obviously as a pitcher, you're competitive and you want to be ahead in this point of the game.
Absolutely. Drew Arnold coming up here for the Indians. Takes strike 2 off the outside edge. Drew Arnold, again, one of our 6 seniors today for the Indians, celebrating their senior night. Drew chases in the outside, off the outside edge for strike 3 and is thrown out on the drop third from Horton to Grimes.
Nasty. Got him leaning out in front, and, of course, hit him with the sword gesture, as they do. Again, get him kind of doing that sword-like motion where it doesn't look pretty as a batter. And, again, that's just nasty work there from Cotton.
Nope, that was really good stuff. Brennan Smith coming up here for the Indians, our first baseman here today for LC. Cotton getting ready. The pitch just misses down low for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Cotton's done a really good job of using his pitches in sequence here in this inning. Went curve to Fernandez and then hit a heater, and then got him swinging and did a great job there on Drew Arnold. 2 outside corner fastballs and then gets him chasing in the other batter's box, and then now down 2-1 here to Brendan Smith, but ready to come right back at him, it seems like.
Got to keep hitters guessing. Got to keep them, again, mix up your pitches, kind of keep that kind of tunnel to kind of just make everything look the same, and he's doing just that.
Pitch comes in on the outside corner for a strike, 2-2. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374.
Got him again.
Brendan Smith swings and misses for strike 3. What is that, Cotton's 11th strikeout? I think you said he had 8 going into that inning.
Let me do the math right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're at
His
9.
9th strikeout.
Still not bad.
9th strikeout at the end of the 4th. We'll wrap the 4th inning up here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Planting a tree, installing a fence, whether your project is big or small, NIPSCO reminds you to know what's below and contact 811 at least 2 full business days before doing any digging so that utility companies can mark the location of their underground lines. Contacting 811 is free and it's the law. Avoid possible penalties, costly repairs, or injuries. DIY or a pro, safety is in your hands. Every dig, every time.
Welcome back to Lake Central High School here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. I'm Jimmy McCormick on the play-by-play, and Mike Dewan here on the color for me. I did get that last name right.
You did. I've heard it all, man. I wouldn't be too mad if you mispronounced it, especially after I just laid the pronunciation on you. But I've really heard it all. So thank you for saying it right. And yeah, it's a muggy day here at Lake Central, but we got a great ball game here.
No, great ball game going so far as Blake Civic delivers, and a first pitch single by number 16, Billy Chidsey, the second baseman for the Bulldogs here today.
Chidsey probably the most productive bat, I'd say, outside of course, that home run by Grimes. He's 1 for 1 on the day. He's also got a walk. And Chidsey, again, that first out is huge. You want to get something going, especially when you're trailing. And, again, against a good pitcher like this. Now let's see, Crown Point, not too busy on the base paths, but you never know.
No, absolutely. Billy Chidsey getting on base at a 383 clip before today, and now 2 times more on base is only going to help that out. Civic delivers ground ball to shortstop just like you draw it up. 6-4-3 double play turn with Victor Villegas working over to Quinn O'Brien over to Brendan Smith for the twin killing.
And that's quick. One pitch. Again, I like the first pitch swing maybe in the first at-bat. When you get someone on, I wouldn't mind a take there. He probably saw something he liked, but you definitely want that back if you're Sullivan.
For sure. Again, another thing today that we'll be giving away awards at the end of the game, the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by the Region Sports Network. It is will be named at the end of the game. Think we have a pretty good candidate so far with a tremendous diving catch we saw earlier in the game. But a lot of ball game left here in the top half of the 5th here at Lake Central High School. Crown Point trails 2-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th.
Indians looking to bounce back after a loss to Munster this week, and they had that kind of regional invite here, and they lost 4-2 to Munster. Again, Munster's a team they handled throughout the course of the season, and Lake Central, they weren't really throwing their best guys from what I saw. But nonetheless, you never want to drop games, especially against a rival like Munster, but they're looking to kind of bounce back here and beat a rival like Crown Point.
Oh, absolutely. Bouncer back to Civic. He fields it, walks it over to first, and underhands it for an out to take us to the bottom of the 5th. With Crown Point trailing the Lake Central Indians 2-1 here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
The Athletic Performance Factory is Northwest Indiana's premier athletic training center. The 40,000-square-foot state-of-the-art facility features batting cages, a sand training room, a new outdoor turf infield, and so much more. Check out the facility for one of their daily classes at 3150 45th Street in Highland. Interested in signing up for team workouts or individual lessons? Check out their website at trainapf.com or contact them at 219-750-1087. Athletic Performance Factory, where athletes are made.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back here to Lake Central High School. Mike Dewan on the call, along with Jimmy McCormick, Joey Heinrich behind the lens, and Zach Miller behind the keys. Hey, we got a good ball game here. Sloppier conditions. The rain's starting to come down a little more, but again, let's see how these pitchers can kind of hang in there. Obviously, you want to try baseball. You don't want any wild pitches or any free bases. So,
no, absolutely, Mike. As Quinn O'Brien, the second baseman here for the Indians, coming up to hit to lead off the bottom of the 5th at Lake Central High School.
Had that RBI single earlier, kind of, could be potentially the game-winning run here for the Indians.
Quinn O'Brien, sorry.
No, you're all good. I was just going to say, again, getting that production from the bottom of your order, Quinn O'Brien, then Victor Villegas, although he had a wild pitch and he struck out. Again, that wild pitch, laying off that, that's an RBI in his book. So it's both RBIs today from that 8 and 9 spot in the lineup.
Oh, that's huge for the Indians. 1-1 count here on Villegas. Logan Cotton delivers. Called strike on the outside edge. 1-2 count here. Nobody out. Quinn O'Brien, our leadoff here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Cotton. Just misses off the outside edge. Almost got him chasing.
Just missed outside Crown Point. They're coming off of a 6-3 win versus Morgan Township, but they lost 3 of the last 5, including 2 of those huge DAC matchups to Chesterton, so they're looking to kind of bounce back and also kind of build up some momentum for some fun sectionals coming up in just about a week from today. So.
Yep, sectional matchups starting soon. Like you said, we'll have LC and Munster first round. That's something that's almost a tale as old as time, as they say, where that draw kind of seems to work out, where those two end up playing each other in that sectional one.
Yeah, you know, it's just the way it is. You kind of want to see them on a bigger stage as that ball gets away. Again, those conditions, like I'm saying, you have to make those routine plays. You have to really break them down and make sure you make those plays because, again, you give them basically a double here with no outs. Just like that. Again, the Indians are threatening. They're trying to extend that lead even more.
Yeah, that's a tough play. Noah Ehrlich did a great job earlier in the game making one of those low throws across the diamond that skipped in using the turf on a long hop. He left that one in a tough spot for the first baseman to pick it, and it'll end up being an E6 on the throw.
Want to go E6? Okay.
I would say so. That was a tough pick. If it was a little less difficult, I might blame the first baseman as a former first baseman myself.
Fair enough. I'll take your score.
The Indians threatening now with nobody out. Man on second is Quinn O'Brien. Victor Villegas squares the bunt and fouls it off back here to the right side. Never makes a coach happy when a guy doesn't get a bunt down.
Yeah, you know, I like playing small ball here, though. I do like it. You got to capitalize. Again, you got to move that guy over, and obviously no outs in the inning. You want to try and plate this runner on second.
No, absolutely. Getting him over to third base with less than 2 outs in the top of your lineup coming up is what every coach in Northwest Indiana baseball would like to see for their team. Cotton checks the runner and makes a little bluff move to second base to just keep the runner honest.
Looks like beyond our center field fence, Valpo and Lake Central has got things going over there on the softball diamond. We're also over there streaming that game, so at the conclusion of this game, you can maybe go check that one out as well. Chris Ramirez and Quincy Bell on the call over there. So,
yeah, the way things are working out, you should catch almost the entire game. Unfortunately for our friends who have been here for a while, probably going through some pregame stuff and trying to find some things to talk about as they I know they had Coach Koulianos on already on that broadcast a little bit to talk about the golf outing. So our friends trying to keep themselves busy over there before that one got rolling.
Definitely, and they had a fantastic pregame ceremony from what I saw. It's their pink game, and they did some pre-festivities, of course, for survivors, and they kind of it's always fun. I see their pink jerseys over there too. It's always a great cause to do something for that. So,
no, that's always a great thing to see. Victor Villegas takes strike 3 on the curveball right down the pipe. Fooled him a little bit. I don't think he was looking at it, turned his shoulder, and it finished right down the middle.
He thought that pitch was going to hit him, but again, that's you want to lay one of those bunts down. You mentioned how annoyed a coach can get if you can't lay one down, and it changes everything. If you have that runner at third base with an out, it's a little bit different. You just got to put a ball in play, but now you got to get a hit.
Yep, now we're looking for a hit if we're the LC Indians. First pitch on the inside corner, another breaking ball from Cotton for strike 1. Zukowski. 2 Ks here for him today. It's a little uncharacteristic from what I've seen in their stat book.
Zetkowski, again, he's solid with the bat. He's solid in the field, but he's trying to kind of undo those first 2 at-bats he's had so far today.
Zetkowski fouls one off, makes it 0-2. Quick 0-2 count here on him.
Both these teams, again, play tomorrow. We're expected to be there as well. We're going to have the fantastic Michael Bradner on the call as well as Doug Nelson. Those two are a fantastic duo, and we're expecting another fantastic game. From what I heard, possibly Griffin Tobias could be on the bump. I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, and it should be another great pitching matchup as well for Crown Point. They got some guys, too, to throw. Azalin, Farinelli. It's going to be a good one again tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be another great game, no doubt about it, as we're experiencing one right now. 2-1, 1-2 count on the hitter, Zukowski. With 1 out and Quinn O'Brien on second base here in the bottom of the 5th.
Looks like we have some action there in the Crown Point bullpen. Once we get a number for that, we could get a name for that number.
Cotton delivers, misses inside. Good block there by Jace Horton behind the plate.
I think we got number 5 there in the bullpen there for Crown Point. Let's pull up the roster and find a name for that.
Number 5 is Bryce Schuster.
Bryce Schuster.
Warming in the pen for the Bulldogs. Logan Cotton doing a great job here today so far. Has struck out 9 coming into this inning, I believe, and that was his 10th when he got Victor Villegas.
Yeah, double-digit Ks. It's not a bad day at the office.
Just misses up and in a little bit to Zukowski. Full count, 1 out. We got a man on second. Nick Robinson on deck, followed by Griffin Tobias. That's a recipe for success for the LC Indians if they can get to it.
That's what they want to keep the line moving, keep this pitcher going, and obviously maybe change a pitcher out there on the bump.
Cotton Reddy's on the mound, delivers. Strike 3 looking by Zukowski. He thought he might be walking to first base, but I don't think he had any chance of walking to first base on that one.
Nonetheless, again, Cotton, just like that, you get that E6 and you get a guy on second, but bounces back right away. 2 quick strikeouts, and now here we go.
Yeah, big at-bat here for Nick Robinson. 2 outs, man on second base, 2-1 game here at Lake Central High School. Cotton delivers. Robinson fouls it back, but it's a strike because it's just a tip, as they say.
A little number.
Right to the glove. 0-1 count here on Robinson.
Again, getting ahead of the count pretty quickly, just like that. It's what he wants to do, and then he wants to expand that zone and try and add to that crazy strike total he has already.
Nick Robinson pops one up. Looks like the first baseman is going to camp under that, and he does. Joey Grimes making the play there for the Bulldogs. At the end of the 5th, we'll go to the 6th inning with Lake Central leading Crown Point 2-1 here at Lake Central High School. You're listening to Region Sports. You're watching baseball, on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
How far would you go to live another game night in the region? Well, lucky for you, you don't have to go far at all. At Region Sports Network, we have a collection of over thousands of games, ranging from last week to the 1960s. Now, you can relive the thrilling victories, heartbreaking defeats, and all the things that make Region Sports so great. Talk to us here at RSN and help us remember the region. Please visit Remember the Region with the link on the screen or through our link tree found on all of our social media platforms. Hashtag Remember the Region.
All right, we're watching baseball on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Welcome back here to Lake Central High School. Again, the city of Crown Point and Mayor Pete Land and the Crown Point Pace Department are proud to support Crown Point Bulldog athletics and say go Bulldogs. Crown Point remains dedicated to preserving history, celebrating everyday life, providing the best in-city services, and encouraging smart growth. Visit Bulldog Park on selected Saturdays for the Crown Point Farmers Market beginning May 25th. Pursue wares from 70-plus vendors from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. through September 28th. Enjoy free yoga classes on select dates. For more information, visit crownpoint.in.gov. As we have a leadoff single there by Aslan Farinelli, leading off the Crown Point 6th. That's a good start there for the Indians here against Civic.
Just a little blooper over there, over short, over Villegas, and again another first no-out base runner. You need a good at bat here. They had the same thing last inning. Then they grounded out to a double play. Let's see. This is a huge at bat here for the Bulldogs.
Ehrlich lays down the bunt. Civic going to field it, toss it over to first for the out.
And that's what you do. I mean, that's laying a bunt down, moving the runner over, and now they got a guy in scoring position.
Yep, just like they drew it up, just like they wanted. Now they have a man on second base for Austin Lemming, their left fielder. Leeming, I'm sorry. It looked like I wrote 2 M's. It's my chicken scratch handwriting there.
You and me both. Leeming coming into this game, 360 average, 27 hits, 17 RBI. He's a threatening bat. Obviously, he's why he's in the 3 spot here for the Bulldogs, and they have a chance to potentially knot this one up.
Yeah, they obviously wanted him hitting in the situation with his 17 RBIs leading the team. You put a guy in a scoring position and give him a chance to tie the ball game up as coach goes out to talk with Blake Civic.
Looking at the sectional matchups, you mentioned Lake Central. Of course, they're going to meet up with Munster on the 23rd. Winner of that plays the winner of Maryville and Hammond Morton. Then the championship would either be against Hobart, East Chicago Central, Gary Westside, and Hammond Central. So obviously the marquee matchup we could say is Lake Central Munster there on the 23rd. That'll be at Munster. That whole sectional is as well. And then Crown Point, Their sectional will be at Crown Point. They meet up with the potential DAC winner, Valparaiso, on the 22nd in the first round. Winner of that plays the winner of KV and Chesterton, and the championship would be either against Lowell and Portage. So another fantastic first-round game for the Bulldogs as well.
No, that'll be great stuff. Both of those matchups are big time as far as region baseball goes. As Austin Leeming readies here for the first pitch of the inning. I mentioned earlier, Mike, the two sport guys here playing today. So Crown Point has Logan Hatt, Noah Ehrlich, and Trevor Gibbs from their football team playing here today, and Ryder Fernandez, as we mentioned earlier, with Coach Koulianos from LC's team.
Yeah, two-sport athletes. Again, it's what makes these programs pretty solid and just multifaceted at many different athletics. These kids they're athletic. They're open to playing multiple sports, and they want to compete no matter what time of the year it is.
Oh, absolutely, Mike. Pitch from Blake misses down low for a 1-1 count here to Austin Leeming. First pitch strike, and then second pitch misses down low. 1-1 count, 1 out, man on second base for the Bulldogs here in the top of the sixth. Blake Civic checking the runner, fires, breaking ball grounded to the pitcher. Another bunt type play, even though it wasn't intentional. Got a man on third with 2 outs here, top of the sixth. You give yourself a chance here for Crown Point. You can get yourself a wild pitch and tie this thing, or a pass ball. And again, both catchers have done a tremendous job here today, so those aren't very likely, but they happen, right?
Well, we've seen it today in Crown Point. I don't know if they've gotten somebody on third yet, so this is unfamiliar territory. And let's see. Again, get them home any way you can, whether that's a passed ball, whether that's a hit out in the outfield. You got to try and figure out something here for the Bulldogs. Again, 1-run game. You only have so many outs left. You're down at your final 4 outs. We're top 6 and 2 outs. Time's ticking.
Yep, time is indeed ticking down. Like you said, 4 outs left here. You got a big-time hitter at the plate. You got to get yourself a base hit here and give yourself a chance to continue this game. Civic delivers, just missed outside for a ball. I feel like that one's been a strike consistently, but umps have done a great job here today so far. Can't really be too critical that if he misses a call.
It's a close one, yeah. I mean, it's a big call to say the least, but got to live with it.
Called strike there on the outside corner brings us even at 1-1. 2 outs, really big at bat here with Logan Cotton, the IU commit, going facing down with the Maryville Division II commit, Blake Civic. 2-1 count here.
Again, big bat up here as well. He could rope it. We covered their game against Portage, and he had one of the hardest hit balls of the game. As a threat as he is on the bump, he could swing it.
The pitch fouled off to the right side by Cotton. 2-2 count here with 2 outs and a man on third in the top of the sixth at Lake Central High School.
Cotton, as great as he is in the bump, he's also coming into this game with a 3.04 average, so he could put it around the yard, and they need him here more than ever.
Absolutely. Civic looking in, winds and fires just outside for a ball, full count. People on the left have no idea how far outside that was.
Yeah, that I've seen closer, just this at bat. So, big payoff pitch here. I like expanding the zone, but now we got a challenge.
Off speed, misses up and away for a ball. Not a terrible walk there with the type of hitter that Cotton is.
You got a base open. It's okay. You got a base open. We got some action now in the Lake Central bullpen a little bit too. Once we get a number on that.
Looks like we got, I think, 2 guys. We got 2 guys, a guy with a hoodie on, and trying to make out if it's not a 13. It looks like a 2.
Nonetheless, it's important. Yep. It's important.
Nope, absolutely.
Might be 21, I think, from what I can see. If we have it.
That would be Grant Mercer.
Could be Grant Mercer. Again, don't take us up on that. Yep. We got to be more worried about who's at the plate.
Yep, Blake Civic with a first pitch strike here to number 27 for the Bulldogs, Jace Horton, the catcher here today. Blake ahead early here on another hitter. Got an 0-1 count. Pitch just misses offside. Oh, he's stealing. They just let it happen.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. The runner's on first and third. They just let it go. Playing it, just getting out.
A rare quote-unquote steal for Crown Point. Again, obviously, LC's kind of lapping them in a way. But with an instance like that, with 2 outs and a man on third, why not?
Yep, 1-1 count, 2 outs. Jace Horton with a chance to give the Bulldogs their first lead since the top of the second.
And we
Civic delivers, misses just outside.
We
Good
believe
stop
that
there.
that is Mercer in the pen from what what we can see from our vantage point. So that's something to note as we get kind of deeper into this game, and that huge 7th inning that's kind of looming a little bit, as well as obviously this big out here.
Yeah, big time out here. 2-1 count to Jace Horton. He's looking to get a pitch he likes and do what a good hitter will do and drive one up the middle and get himself 2 RBIs. Haven't seen much rain dropping anymore. Can you still see some through the window? Is it still
Knock on
coming a
wood.
little bit, or-
My eyes aren't that good anymore. I can't really view the raindrops as they fall, but
it kind of seems like it's calmed back down here a little bit. 2-1 count. Civic delivers. Ground ball to the right side. First baseman Smith stops it, makes a great play to end the inning, or in the top half of the inning, I should say, and keep it 2-1. Crown Point leaves 2 runners on after getting 1 hit. And we head to the bottom of the 6th with a 2-1 game. Lake Central leads here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the Region Sports Network here at Lake Central High School, where we're covering the Crown Point Bulldogs and Lake Central Indians here in Duneland baseball action. Lake Central leading again 2-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Big-time game, big-time matchups. Logan Cotton coming back out for the 6th inning. He's been doing a great job here so far for the Bulldogs.
he has, again, 11 strikeouts. That's never a bad day at the office, of course. He's down, and I bet he doesn't like that, but he's only given up 2 hits. Again, 2 errors as well, I must say, but he's had a solid day, respectable, and hopefully Crown Point, again, for his sake, he wants to try and plate one, but he's got to get out of this inning first.
Leading off for the Indians.
Absolutely. Here comes the designated hitter for the Indians to start off the inning, Griffin Tobias. Again, we're going to have some IU on IU crime here between Cotton and Tobias.
Tobias also very solid with the bat, similar to Cotton. Again, he's coming into this game batting .351, 20 RBI, and 20 hits. Again, a 3-year starter. One of these just fantastic senior pieces. Lake Central, of course, is going to miss when that day comes, but it's again, he's one of those pieces, whether he's on the bump or in the box, he's a real threat.
Absolutely. Here comes Tobias and Cotton. Cotton delivering the first pitch here. Ball. It looks like that was down, I think. I couldn't see the bounce.
Tobias 0 for 2 on the day, has a strikeout in the first, and then a 1-3 put out there in the third.
Takes a strike off on the outside edge for a 1-1 count.
Oh.
Tobias got a good hold of that one, and it'll one hop to the wall, almost caught by grabbed there by the left fielder, Austin Leeming. Lead-off double for Griffin Tobias to start us off here in the bottom of the 6th. And for the 2nd inning in a row, the Indians have a man on second with nobody out.
Again, let's see what they could do here. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of tried and follow suit and maybe lay a bunt down, hopefully successfully for the Indians, and try and put someone at third. But again, this time we're at the 4th spot in the lineup. We're at Costiba. I mean, he's a threatening bat. He wants to bring him home and maybe save that out.
Yep, Drew Costiba coming up here, the right fielder for the Indians in the bottom of the 6th with nobody out after a leadoff double by Griffin Tobias.
Tobias, that was a similar shot to when it looks like we're going to have a runner here, courtesy runner, number 11. Let's get a name for that when we can.
Yep, number 11 for the Indians is Jake Figg. He's running
Figg.
again.
Yep.
I believe he ran earlier in the game for somebody as well.
I believe he scored that one of those runs too.
Yeah, he did.
Tobias.
He ran for Drew Arnold.
Gotcha.
That's who he ran for. Yep.
But Tobias, on their official senior day when they played Portage, he roped one kind of out to that similar spot. But that time it cleared the fence. It was a much sunnier day. The ball was able to fly a little bit further besides this kind of colder weather. And, but he's got some pop, too. Again, as great as he is as a pitcher, there's a reason he's in that 3 spot.
Absolutely. Here comes, again, Costiba here, trying to pick up a big RBI single for the Indians here in the bottom half of the 6th and give themselves some insurance heading into the 7th.
Only their 3rd hit of the game, too. But as you see, they're going to try and lay one down. And, again, can't seem to put it in play.
Drew misses the bunt there on the first pitch strike. 0-1 count to Drew. Let's see if Coach calls it again, if he can go ahead and get this one down for him.
You got another strike to play with. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and lay it down. You just got to execute.
Yep, here it comes. He's squared. He pulls back and takes the ball down low for 1-1. Much better than the first attempt there by Costiba, so
I would have to say so.
Let's see if he's got a better eye on this one and he can get one down if he puts one in the zone, if Cotton gives him one in the zone to lay down. Fig looking ready to run at second base. Costiba takes, and he did not go. Isn't checking around. 2-1 count.
It's a big take there from Castillo. Yeah, didn't show bunt there again. He's a threat with the bat. 323 going into this game. He's got 20 hits, 21 runs, and 11 RBI, along with 4 doubles and a triple.
Yeah, and finds his way on base a lot. Was 474 coming in, so you got to figure he's very selective up there. It was kind of surprising to see him go after that first punt and not get it down. Costiba gets under one. Looks like it's going to end up being caught out there and left by Austin Leeming. Jake Figg tagging because that's very deep. Ehrlich cuts it off, fires 3, not in time. Ooh, a little wet out there. Figg almost overslid third base. That would have been tough to swallow there on the wet turf.
Yeah, those tire pellets are no joke. They're gross. But Joss barely stayed on the base. Again, he gave that ball a ride, and he did a job. That's a hard bunt, is what we could say. Obviously, he came up to the plate. The first few pitches, tried to lay a bunt down, but obviously now line out to left field, and we got a man on third with one out.
Absolutely, man on third for the Indians. 1 out. Jake Figg over there running for Griffin Tobias, who led us off with a double in the inning. Ryder Fernandez with a single on the day here in a 2-1 ball game, looking to add to it. Fouls off to the right side. He was not fooled by the curveball. Did a great job waiting and trying to take it back where it came from, just a little bit late and off to the right side.
Fernandez now 17 hits on the year after that hit earlier in the day, 14 RBI and 4 doubles, along with another triple. And they got him going there, it looks like.
Got him going after that one. 0-2 count here. Logan Cotton doing a good job on that second pitch, kind of getting Ryder to chase. Time called by Jace Horton as he heads out there to talk with Cotton about some sort of strategic thing. I don't know how much you have to talk about after 2 straight strikes, but had to figure something out real quick.
I got a Strachan Van Til scoreboard update looking at our softball game over there. We got the Indians up 2-0 over Valparaiso. Again, we're streaming that game live on the Region Sports Network.
And delivers. Fernandez looks like he got enough of it to possibly get a sac fly. Right fielder makes the play. Christian Braceno fires home. Oh, the catcher can't handle it. And Figg is saved to make it 3-1 and extend the LC lead. Ryder Fernandez with the RBI sac fly to right field.
Doing your job. That's it. And again, two hard hit balls out into the outfield, something we really haven't seen in a while. I mean, that could be kind of the meat of the matter, kind of the difference maker and insurance run for Lake Central as we get deep into this game.
Yep, 3-1, giving themselves a little bit of insurance there with the leadoff double by Tobias. Runner gets over to third base, and then Ryder Fernandez able to go ahead and get that sac fly in the right to give the LC Indians some insurance here.
Drew Arnold off to bat. Again, another threatening bat. Only batting .235 coming into this game, but he's got 11 RBI, 2 doubles, 8 hits. Again, the trend is just doing your job at this point. Again, you get a guy on second again with no outs, and you hit a hard ball out to left, hit a hard ball out to right, and you score a run. And that's really it in a game like this where pitching has been so valuable and just such a great matchup here on the bumps. But runs are huge.
Absolutely. Drew Arnold takes a ball there for second ball of the at-bat, 2-1 count to Drew Arnold. To your point, though, the LC Indians, they play a lot of guys. A lot of guys on their team, as you look at the stat sheet, get a lot of at-bats. And a lot of these guys get that opportunity, and they come in and do a nice job.
Looks like they're going to have another mound visit here.
Quick chat with Cotton. I don't know if they're yanking him yet or if they're going to let him maybe finish this hitter at least. I don't know if we have the pitch count playing a role. Does the pitch count jump in until or is it good in the regular season, or do you have to go by it in the regular season as well? I know it's a postseason thing.
Yeah,
but I didn't know.
I'd like to say it's always something to kind of keep into account. It's again, big game tomorrow, of course. You're looking to kind of keep guys healthy for the postseason. So it's something to definitely monitor, especially in these later stages of the season. It looks like they're keeping him out there. Again, you got 2 outs. You got no one on. You've been pitching a pretty solid game. You want to try and at least get out of this inning. And, at this rate, Crown Point may not have to pitch again. It's kind of, you got to score runs first. So.
No, absolutely.
But you got to also get out of this inning. You got a talented batter, and obviously hitters count.
Yep. Great pitch there to make it 2-2. Probably caught Drew Arnold a little bit off guard there, probably thinking heater, and got an off-speed pitch he wasn't looking for. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Cotton. Arnold swings and misses. He's called for swinging it. He's going to give himself up. And George Plesac calls him out as we head to the top of the 7th. LC adding a run on in the inning on 1 hit. And we'll head to the, again, top of the 7th. You're watching baseball on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Save for a healthy tomorrow with an HSA checking account from Tech Credit Union. It's a tax-advantaged way to save and pay for healthcare expenses. You'll enjoy no setup fee, no annual fee, and easy access to funds. Plus, you'll earn a better-than-competitive dividend rate, currently at 2.27% APY. Visit techcu.org, contact any branch, or call 800-276-8324 to learn more. Tech Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Rates may change without notice.
Welcome back to Lake Central High School here. You're watching Region Sports Network coverage of Region Baseball on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, youtube.com/Region Sports, and regionsports.com. We've had a tremendous ball game with 2 pitchers doing a great job. 7 combined total hits, 4 combined runs, and I think only half of those have been earned, if I want to say correctly. I think we had 2 in that. 2 so far today that have been unearned, if I want to say. Maybe only 1. But this has been a very, very good ball game between these 2 teams.
It's give or take with those runs, and that was kind of going to be the meat of the matter. I think kind of the deciding factor of this game is just capitalizing on chances that you're given. Again, if there's a wild pitch, if there's an error that's made, they're giving you a free base, they're giving you a free runner, and it's how do you respond. You don't, again, in a game like this where there's only 7 hits through 6 full innings, you don't get many base runners. With how talented these pitchers are, and you have to capitalize. Runs are such a commodity in a competitive game like this, and LC, they've capitalized more.
Absolutely. Blake Civic begins the inning here in the top of the 7th with a strike to Joey Grimes, the responsible for the only run of the game for the Bulldogs with a solo shot. He rips one down the third baseline, foul. Ryder Fernandez does a good job getting a glove on it. Gave it a throw over to first for the effort.
Hot corner over there. Yeah, it's a tough play. Tough play to your backhand. Again, hard hit ball. Just one foul. Looked pretty close, but again, then he showed off the arm there, throwing it across the diamond. But obviously, that's just a hard strike, is what we call it. So
Joey Grimes done a good job trying to yank balls near that left field line. That home run he hit earlier, I wasn't even sure it was going to stay fair because he pulled that thing so well, but it stayed well fair on that shot. 1-2 count now after the 0-2 pitch misses off the outside edge. Civic gets him looking on the outside corner with a great, looked like a two-seamer to me. Kind of came back in on the outside edge for strike 3.
Again, nice little K strut there from Sivak. Yeah, he's dealing. These are just two fantastic pitchers that, I mean, they're the X factors when it comes to kind of a week from now and these two talented rotations. These are going to be guys that this team goes as far as they go, and Blake's one of those guys.
Absolutely. Blake misses off the outside edge for ball 1. 1-0 is the count. Blake, again, doing another great job here holding these Crown Point hitters in check. Ball hit up the middle. Quinn O'Brien races over, fields it. Oh, safe at first base. Number 16, Billy Chidsey, beating out the infield single. I believe that's his second hit of the day, and he's also been walked today.
Yeah.
He's having himself a very nice day at the plate.
Again, slapping around the yard. Way to hustle down the line. That's a great play at second there by O'Brien, but he just Ump had a fantastic view of that play, and obviously, I believe that's the right call. Close play, bang bang play, but again, Chidsey's kind of doing his job. 2 for 2 with the walk today as well. He's been getting on base, and he's been a bright spot here for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. Joel Sullivan, the DH today, hitting for Division I football prospect and center fielder Trevor Gibbs, tight end linebacker over for the Crown Point Bulldogs. Joe trying to keep the game alive here and drive Chidsey, move Chidsey around the bases and keep Crown Point in this one. 1-1 count after the ball misses off the outside edge there from Civic.
Again, you're the game-tying run at the plate now. You hold a lot of power, and you got to try and work out a nice at-bat here.
Yep, 1-1 count, 1 out, I'm sorry.
2 strikes now, though.
2 strikes now. Joe Sullivan misses at a curveball there. Really good pitch. Kind of got him out in front a little bit.
And he's just working all types of pitches, getting them out in front, getting them behind. He does whatever he can. He's shown us a lot today, and it's been just so much poise.
Oh, Civic with a pickoff attempt, throws it over, and we got some reaction here in the press box from the LC faithful as we have Chidsey heading over to second base and got a runner in scoring position now in a 3-1 ball game on a 1-2 count to Joe Sullivan.
Yeah, as we're talking about the work he's done, it's how do you capitalize now? Again, Crown Point. Again, you're giving a guy in scoring position just like that. You're kind of gifted in a way. Someone in scoring position. Now, how do they bounce back? I mean, not bounce back, but how do they capitalize? For LC, they, of course, have to bounce back. Now, you don't want to have anybody in scoring position, especially in a 2-run game with only 1 out in the 7th.
No, absolutely. Now you're trading places, as they say, with a double here away from, you know what I mean, this being a danger scenario. Whereas a second ago with him on first base, could be less likely to score from first. And truthfully, that run, as they like to say, means nothing.
Right.
You don't want to make that throw in that situation and give them a shot to inch a little bit closer here.
Looks like time by the umpire here.
Yep. Looks like Sullivan called for it there, and the ump granted it. 1-2 count, 1 out. Sullivan at the plate. Civic on the bump. Civic checks the runner. Looks in. Fouled back by Sullivan.
He's fighting hard. It's admirable. Again, you are one of the last potential 2 outs here for Crown Point. You have to scratch and claw and try and get something, the most, out of Blake Sivak and try and, again, you have to work to get me out, especially in a scenario like this.
No doubt about it. Big-time at-bat. Big-time matchup here. Joe Sullivan looking to keep the Bulldogs alive. Blake Civic looking to take the Indians home and get another complete game victory. Ball ripped. Ryder Fernandez with the play at third. Fires over to first. Low throw. Brendan Smith makes the play. Fires back to 3. Not in time. As Billy Chidsey heads over to third base. We got a runner on third with Christian Braceno coming up to the plate here for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
It's not an easy play by Fernandez. He's at the hot corner for a reason. That ball was pretty well smoked. And, again, it's not easy in a scenario like this. The blood pressure gets a little bit higher in these later innings, and that's a lot of poise there. Again, nice one-hopper throw to first, and it's a huge second out here for LC.
Yeah, he gave him, as they like to say, a nice long hop there, so it gave it a chance to make it an easy ball that bounces into the first baseman's chest. Wild pitch is going to make it 3-2, and that Ryder Fernandez sac fly looks like it could really pay dividends for the Indians at this point.
Every run is huge. I mean, that's it. It may seem minute, but it's, again, any run counts, and any run is just so big in this case scenario, especially in a Duneland contest that these two teams could be familiar with each other in the later rounds, but they want to make sure that they get out of this one alive first.
No, absolutely. 1-0 count now to Christian as he readies for the second pitch from Civic. He swings and misses at a fastball right down the pipe. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Christian looking to keep the Bulldogs' hopes alive. He got on base at a .420 rate going into this one. He has 7 extra base hits out of this 9-hole.
But quickly down 1-2 now, just like that. Again, you mentioned he offers that pop, but you gotta put the ball in play here.
Yep, got to get around on this. Civic looks like he wants to bring the heat the best he can. Good high fastball. He didn't miss his spot at all there. Really good pitch, and Christian does a great job fouling off and keeping the game alive for the Bulldogs.
That's all you could do. That's all you ask. Keep the line moving. Again, you got no one behind you right now. There's 2 outs. It's do or die.
Civic delivers, and he fields his position well to end the game as the LC Indians take a big conference win to improve their Duneland record to 10-3 and give themselves a shot to stay within grasp of maybe tying the Valpo Vikings. Great ball game here as we finish up with an LC 3-2 victory over the Crown Point Bulldogs.
The Indians, they'll need a bit of help getting to that Duneland crown, but they're kind of peaking at the right time. Again, it was a tough loss to Munster this weekend, but this is a talented Crown Point team that, of course, they're very familiar with, and a Duneland matchup, that's always a fun one to win. And again, we'll see what they do tomorrow. Again, we're going to have that coverage tomorrow, but we're excited for that. And again, a big win for the Indians.
No, huge win. LC's won now 13 of their last 16 after a little bit of a sluggish start for themselves, and they've done a really good job rattling off some big-time wins. Well, Mike, what do we think? We want to get to some award winners for today's game and wrap this thing up. We know we got started a little bit late, and we got to talk about almost everything we wanted, but let's talk about some award winners. So first we'll start. It's time to name the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies have offices open from 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. Mike, who do you think is today's Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game?
I think we have to go with the starting pitcher for the Lake Central Indians, Blake Sivek, the Maryville commit. Again, coming into this game a 1.71 ERA, 4-1 on the year, now 5-1 on the year after that complete game, only giving up 2 runs. He didn't have that many sort of strikeouts, I must say. Again, he gave up that early home run there in the second inning, but he did have a couple Ks. I count 1, 2, 3. I got him for 4 Ks, but he had a lot of 1-3 putouts, of course, that final out of the game. They were kind of testing him with the glove, and he did a great, again, he's a solid fielder for a pitcher. Again, you kind of look at a pitcher stereotypical, and you kind of think, hey, this is not the best fielder out there, but I'm counting here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 4 1-3 putouts. Again, he had that final out of the game. He's fantastic with the glove, but again, he was also great for the Indians in the bump. And arguably, I don't want to call it a must-win game. The Duneland, it may or may not be out of reach with Valparaiso and how they're playing, but this is big for team morale, of course, with sectional starting in a week.
No, absolutely. Postseason play coming up. I know people weren't happy because, I'm sure LC faithful and players weren't happy that they were only able to muster 2 runs against Munster the other day, right? And that's their sectional opponent. So being able to come out here and get a big-time conference win and try to go get one tomorrow with your possibly ace on the mound, as we mentioned. So that could be something that the Indians have going for them here. We'll jump over and talk about our next one, the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. It's time to name the Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Mike, who you got for the Blue Collar Player of the Game?
I think we're going to keep the pitchers, and we're going to go with Logan Cotton there of the Crown Point Bulldogs. Again, you never want to lose a game to your arguably your biggest rival, but he was fantastic for Crown Point on the bump. Again, he had, let's do some counting here. It's a lot. I want to say we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think he had I'm going to go with 12. I think he had 12 strikeouts on the day, the unofficial scorebook that I have. But yeah, he was solid. Again, you want that win, the competitive spirit, especially as a pitcher, especially against a team like this. But he hung in there. He also drew a walk there as a batter. I think he went 0 for 2, but he did draw a walk. Again, he's solid at the plate, but he did a valiant effort there for the Crown Point Bulldogs in the bump.
Absolutely. Logan Cotton, our blue-collar player of the game. The Proud Union Home Play of the game is presented by the Region Sports Network. It is time to name the Proud Union Home Play of the game presented by the Region Sports Network. Who do you have for that, Mike? I think we know what that one might be.
I think we're going to go all the way back to that diving catch there in the first, we want to say?
It was third inning. We didn't have a first.
That's a good point. Yeah, our producer, Zach Miller, has the replay here. Yeah, roped out there to left field, and Zitkowski out of nowhere making a nice play. Joey Heinrich on the camera work there as well out there in left field. But it was, not a game with not a whole lot of offense. You need to make some plays defensively. And if there was not guys getting strikeouts or 1-3 putouts like Sivak was, we're making some web gems out there on the field. And that third inning play by Mike Zitkowski, again, showing off that nice glove. Did not have the best day at the plate, probably to his standards as the leadoff hitter, but, he made his presence known there with the glove.
Absolutely. And what do you think, Mike, would be our meat of the matter for today's game's difference maker, and why LC may have won this game or why Crown Point may have lost it?
I mean, I kind of harped on it. We both kind of harped on it in a game like this where it's muggy conditions, and, we mentioned the talented pitchers, in starting for both of these guys. You have to capitalize on chances, and in that final inning, the final, I guess, bottom of the sixth, where Lake Central again they scored that one run, the Ryder Fernandez sac fly. That all got started again. They got on base, they moved him over, to third, and then eventually a sac fly, a play at the plate, and he scored. And that ended up being the difference maker. Again, a one-run game. I think Lake Central, again, as nail-biting as this one may have been, they just capitalized more. Crown Point had plenty of chances where guys, were on base and they had a chance to really bring them home and potentially, flip the script of this game. But LC, they just did that more, and it's what you need to do in a game like this.
And there you have it, Ryder Fernandez with our meat of the matter play of the game, courtesy of the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. All right, Mike, I think that wraps it up for us here today. I'd like to thank our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, operations manager, Rich Castillo, coordinating producer, Zach Miller, sports director, yourself, Mike Dewan, our crew today, myself and you, and, again, cameraman, Zach Miller, and producer, Joey Heinrich. Great job here today, everybody, and look forward to seeing you guys next time here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.